Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Chapter 1. We're already off topic. Three women, one podcast, enough cold medicine to take out a small army, and one of us is dying. So I'm going to apologize for that right off the bat. I'm Mary.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Elizabeth.
And tonight we're discussing the final chapters of The Wolf King. Tonight we'll also be doing a review, our star rating, and I guess the only one who's going to be doing predictions for the Night Prince is going to be Elizabeth, because Catherine had already caved and read all of the Night Prince 2 episodes ago, but I finished this one and immediately was like, I need the next book, and then I finished it in just a couple days. We have a problem. So Elizabeth can be our person.
I'm so excited.
But first, what is everyone having tonight?
Okay, so we have a couple things. So we have an apple crisp that I have yet to try. I have no idea if it's good. And then I also made these. This is leftover from breakfast for my children. These are we're putting them in the booked and baked, I think. But these are they're called Morning Bliss rolls. It's a cinnamon roll that doesn't have icing. I don't know. It's like it tastes like a cinnamon roll, and they're very good. And then for our tea, we have I haven't tried it yet either. It's an apple cinnamon chai that also has caramel in it because I don't know how to not put caramel in things.
It's delicious.
And brown sugar. It's got brown sugar in it
It's
too.
perfect.
So
It's also hot.
that's what we got.
Sounds yummy. I'm missing out.
There's
Missing
a
out on all the
thing.
stuff.
There's apple and cinnamon
Yeah.
and caramel. It's delicious.
I was going for like cozy winter.
There you go. I'm doing a London fog, but with a twist because it's got sugar cookie creamer in it. So it's a sugar cookie London fog in your little wedding teacups from your wedding. So, and
I wish y'all could have been at my wedding. That would have been fun.
Same.
and then I felt like ass all week, so I did not bake. So I keep seeing these at the store, and I finally got
You older
some.
me.
That's it.
You're like, I'm just gonna buy stuff.
What is that?
They're like a cookie. Here, hang on. Check
I've
these
never
bad
seen
boys.
them
They're
before.
really good. I have to I'm having to beat my husband off of them, or I won't get them because he
Is
was
it
like,
cookie inside the chocolate?
it's like a cookie dipped in chocolate almost. Hang on.
Like a backwards Milano?
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
Ooh. Where'd you find that?
Publix, but I'm
That,
pretty sure Walmart's got them too.
Are you gonna bring us some?
that is hot, but that is delicious.
Because I think when I was there helping you out for like a week, and I went grocery shopping with you, I think that's when I first saw them and was like, oh, I want to try those because those look amazing.
It's good? Okay, good. I was really nervous about the apple crisp. I took it out of the oven and I was like, this looks kind of dry. Does it taste really dry?
The apples are appley.
Well, that's good.
It should be crispy on top because it's apple crisp.
Yes. It also like demolished as soon as I tried to scoop it out.
Yeah, I don't know that it's crispy, but
My mom, if she watches this episode, will probably make a comment about the fact that I won't eat apple crisp anymore.
Yeah.
so
You should tell your story.
tell us.
Well, my mom, I used to love apple crisp. It was like my favorite dessert ever that my mom made. And I was pregnant with my daughter. I was like 9 months pregnant, and I ate a heaping bowl of apple crisp and then proceeded to get really sick afterwards. And at first I was like, oh, I just ate too much or, whatever. I'd been sick a lot with my daughter. She tried to kill me basically the whole pregnancy, so it wasn't like super concerning for me, but I just kept getting sick and then I was running a fever. So we called my OB and she was like, go to the ER. And I went to the ER and they're like, oh, you're in labor. Except Faith being Faith, everything's got to be on her time frame. So like then she just like decided she just wasn't gonna proceed any further. So
So
it was a
now,
while.
so now Mary blames the apple crisp, and I guess is under the assumption that if she were to have apple crisp, that there would be like an immaculate conception situation, and she would immediately
Birth
go
would
into
immediately
labor
happen.
I think I just
for
remember
40 hours.
I don't like eating things that I've been sick with. It like lives in my memory. I to this day still don't like orange juice because I got trashed on screwdrivers
Oh, that's good.
in like high school. And then I got violently sick the next day. And when you get sick on screwdrivers, all you throw up is the orange juice. And I remember that taste, and it is nasty.
See, I'm the same, but after a while, I get over it. It sounds like you hold like massive grudges
Yeah.
against your food.
I can
like
hold a
I hold
grudge.
a grudge for a while, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to let bygones be bygones.
No.
I
I will
had,
cross you off my list.
Yeah.
when I was younger, I got sick on Hardee's buttered biscuits, and now I can never have one ever again.
See?
Well, we were driving in the car. Like, my parents were going to Richmond. It was like a 3-hour drive. We had orange juice, which I'm not a big, I can drink it, but I'm not a big fan. I like the imitation orange juice, like Sunny D. I can drink that, but I can't do like your Tropicana. Well,
Well,
I can, but it's not, you know what I mean.
I can crush some Sunny D.
Sunny D I can handle. Yeah, buttered biscuits.
You're like Sunny
No,
Day,
honey.
Capri Sun.
I'll take
Sunny
the
D don't want to
biscuit.
see me coming, okay?
I'll take that buttered biscuit, and when it's halved, I'll eat the inside of the biscuit out, but I won't have the shell, the hard buttered shell, because that's what I remember, and I didn't like it, and I feel like I threw that out. Throw it up.
But you kept the insides.
I keep the inside because that's fluffy, and that doesn't have butter on it.
Okay.
It makes
fair.
sense to me.
Okay. Yeah, that's all. That's all. That's all you need.
You just eat the inside.
There you go. That's the good stuff, anyway.
You can have the hard buttered crust.
Now, will you eat buttered biscuits from other places, or is it just Hardee's?
It depends on the
Like, if
biscuit.
I made you a butter biscuit, would you eat it?
I would try it. Because my grandma was a type of biscuit, I guess. I don't know. It's something about the hearty ones. I just can't do it. Can't do it.
You ever hear like we need to do a test? Like,
We should.
Could you eat Bojangles biscuits?
Just have a whole, like a smorgasbord.
Have like a
So-
control group.
Bojangles, I do the same, and my husband can.
It's got to
vouch
be
for
like a
me.
blind taste test, though.
My
Like
husband
this
can
one
vouch
makes you
for me.
violently ill.
It's too crispy. If it's too like Bojangles, sorry Bojangles, I love you, but same thing. It's too hard and crispy on the outside. I won't do it. If it's fluffy,
Like a
I get
KFC
that.
biscuit's like fluffy.
yeah. So yeah, the
I get that.
Bojangles is the same way. I won't eat it.
Or like a Cracker Barrel biscuit. They're like nice and soft.
I've had those. Anyway, they're not eating biscuits here.
Well,
I was like, did they? They're eating poor homegirl's bad potatoes. Okay, so we left off last time with this huge cliffhanger of she's supposed to like be going. It's like time to meet the Wolf King, and Aurora was dressed in a white dress, and Blake had commented that
it
was
46
probably
to the end, right?
Huh?
Okay. It was 46 to the end.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Blake had made comments to her about her dress that she looked like a doll and that she should have probably worn a different dress. I was like, well, crap, she's going to have to go meet him now in this white dress because Callum, of course, would have no opinion because he's over there Calluming it up.
Just like a man. You look fine in anything you
He
wear.
looks pretty, everything. Yeah, whatever. But she does. She ends up, they're like leaving.
Quick side note, because I don't want to forget this later. I told James today that I felt like I looked like a stuffed sausage, and he goes, well, I like sausage. And I was like, that's the wrong thing to say to that. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I got you off track.
Right. Suddenly pictured you in a sausage. It's just like a
I was
corn
like-
dog.
I know. I feel like just not cute, and I feel like I look like a stuffed sausage, and he's just sitting there and just like all serious. And he's
That's
like,
how I always feel if I wear something tight when I feel bloated or whatever. Like I look like I'm like that. I'm like you look like a sausage.
well, the pants that I'm wearing right now, they're not loose, and I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. Sorry. Go ahead, Callum.
So they're leaving. Callum and her are leaving. They're going to meet the Wolf King. She doesn't get super far and she kind of panics and she's like, I'm changing my dress. And I was like, yeah, girl, you do that. Callum kind of threw a man fit. He was like, we don't have time for this. And she's like, whatever.
Another very
Make time.
stereotypical male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care. I was very happy she changed. I would have done the same thing.
So she's like, then send me help. You want me to go faster? Let's go. So she does change. She changes into the black dress. She goes down and she meets James, the Wolf King. Blake has told her that he likes bold women. And so in her mind the whole time, she's like, be bold, be bold, be bold. And so her dumbass then decides to say that a real princess does not kneel to a false king. Which I thought her interaction with Blake afterwards was hilarious because he was like, well, that was bold. And she was like, that's what you told me to do. And he was like, I meant like, look him in the eye, answer his questions. Don't like say he's not the real king.
I just freaking love them so much. It's adorable.
She does then find out that James and Callum are brothers, which adds a whole new dynamic to all of that's happening.
I don't know why, but after hearing from Callum, I thought that like I was gonna like James. I was like,
I did too.
Callum was acting like James was like pretty chill, and then like you meet James and you're like, oh, so you suck.
Since I've already spoiled that me and you have read the Night Prince, I will say my opinions of James are constantly changing throughout the series. And I'm really looking forward to book 3 because I feel like I'm going to get to know maybe more. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to...
I don't know. I feel like he did everybody pretty dirty with that table scene.
He did dirty in this book. I did not like him. Which I was prepared not to like him because Blake was not liking him. I didn't trust him.
But that scene in The Night Prince that I'm not going to mention, but the one, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I liked it.
I'm not saying that it was a bad scene. It was a good scene. I liked the scene.
I don't think he was wrong for what he did, though.
In front of everybody like that? Like, I feel like it could have been less of a spectacle, is really what I'm getting at. It's kind of like when you chastise your child in front of a crowd. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, at least pull them aside and let them... What?
I said sometimes it needs to happen, though.
Or, sorry, not chastise. Sorry. Embarrass your child. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you say something and they get embarrassed. Like, I feel like you could pull them aside. Like, you could have had this, like, as, like, a meeting in your office or something. You know what I mean? Not like with,
yeah,
like,
but it does suit his personality. James is very much a little bit like Blake, where he likes to instigate some things.
Yeah. Like I said, I
feel like they're actually closer alike than Callum and James.
Yes, I agree with that. But my opinion on James fluctuates as well, because while I did like that scene, and while I do feel like he was looking out for his brother in that, because he was like, things need to happen, blah, 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 that I'm not going to say, I do feel like it could have not had... I don't know. I felt
Tell me more about that.
I had a different... We're not even talking about that book. I'm sorry.
I'm like, more about this book I haven't read yet.
I'm so sorry.
James and Callum are brothers.
Just call me Tom Holland. I don't know.
And she learns that Callum forfeited... Like, she knew that Callum could have been king, but she kind of learns that since that was her brother, that's what happened. They have to like kill one another, or one of them has to like give up. So when they challenge each other for alpha or for king, things like that. So Callum apparently was going to win. He was the stronger of the two in the fight, and Callum forfeited because he didn't want to kill his brother, which is fair. But that in reality end up weakening James,
His claim.
his claim to the throne, because then there's always that question in the back of everybody's mind is, should Callum have been the real king? So,
But people don't respect him the same way. Like, people just, like, are kind of, like, I don't know. People, like, act like Callum's, like, not gonna
because
do
he's
it.
too freaking nice.
Right.
He's too much of a people pleaser.
Like, people respect Blake more than they respect him.
Because I think people like Callum, but there's a difference between liking someone and then like wanting to follow them into battle. Or like have them rule a kingdom. There's people you're like you want to be friends with, and then there's people you want to be
You're
your
gonna
boss.
fight with, yeah.
Or or you want to lead your country. And sometimes they're not you don't like the people who necessarily need to be in charge because they have to make decisions that you don't necessarily want to have to make.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the hard decisions. And I do think, as much as Callum's a nice guy, I think he lacks sometimes. I don't want to say he's weak, but in a lot of ways, the things that make him a good guy also don't make him a great leader.
Right.
All the time. Like, there's times to be diplomatic, and then there's times to just be like, no. James wants to trade Aurora to Sebastian to get the Heart of the Moon, which Callum, of course, is freaking out about. There's supposed to be a feast that evening because the king is back home, so they're going to do a feast to celebrate. And the king is like, hey, we're just going to talk about it later type thing. So they all go to this feast. That's where Aurora does a dance with Blake, which was real cute. A lot of tension. Callum comes in at the end of the dance and sweeps Aurora up and then like plasters his mouth onto her and this
It was very wolfy.
yeah, it was like very much described as like a possessive, like claiming kiss. And I'm just like, I don't know how I'll feel about that. Like, was it slightly romantic? Yes. But was it also just contributing more to this, him being very possessive of her? And he was obviously like, it was kind of like, oh, he's jealous. That's cute. But also, immediately following that, then he takes her to bed, but not for anything romantic. He puts her to bed and then sets Ryan outside to guard her room and is like, go to bed. And just takes away all of her autonomy, which pissed me off.
I don't know. Sometimes I like it when my man's like, go to bed. Sometimes I just like being told what to do.
That's also fair, but I don't feel like in this instance Aurora wanted to be told what to do.
I was over here like, okay. I mean,
Learning a lot about Elizabeth tonight.
You know, you just get to where you don't want to make decisions. You don't want to.
honestly, okay, like that's fair.
That's also
That's
fair.
Go to bed.
But you're also married.
yeah.
That's
Like,
yeah.
go to bed.
I feel like if someone told me that in the courting stage, maybe I'd be like, you go to bed, butthole. Like,
I don't know.
I am going to have another
We'll test this theory on the night of the ball. I'm just gonna look at you and be like, go to bed.
and you're gonna actually Mary will probably be like,
clean up that.
honestly,
Yeah, I'll be like, bye.
I'm out.
I'll be like, so y'all got this, right?
be like, the car's already warming up. I'm out.
I'm out. Me and the bed sound. So,
She's in bed.
she's in bed. Callum wakes her up in the middle of the night and is like, we're leaving. And that I did like because he was arranged. You could, I think he said he was going to Fiona anyways, or he had to talk to Fiona. So you could tell that behind the scenes, he was probably arranging that he wasn't trusting James and he was arranging to get them out of there. They run into Blake on the way to the stables. Blake tries to stop them, but is like not real, I don't know, stoppy in his stopping, I guess. He's like, stop. Where are you guys going? Yeah. And then she's like, let us go, please. And he's like, okay.
Just because you asked nicely.
Yeah.
But
then
I
he
don't feel good about it.
He does make the statement that the chase wasn't, like run little rabbit or whatever, because the chase wasn't over. So you knew more was to come.
Okay, I gotta ask. Inquiring minds want to know. Does that continue?
The
Night
little
Prince?
rabbit?
The little rabbit that does continue all through the Night
He
Prince.
calls her little rabbit
It,
a lot.
you know, it is a term of like endearment, whatever for him, but it also,
Is it in this book that they have the dream and she doesn't tell him something and he's like, leave it to daddy or something? What does he say?
that's in the next one.
The next one?
That's in the next one.
I read that and I was like,
Predictions for the next book. Run, little rabbit. And daddy. Okay.
I know, I'm not even like, I don't know, when he's
I
out,
feel like
it cracked me up,
Blake-
honestly. I was like, I thought
I
that
Blake
it was
Blake and her,
hilarious.
are
Like,
obviously, it's gonna be Blake and her story.
I
feel
just
like it's
love
gonna
the
be Blake's
banter.
story.
Like, when he said that, I was just like, that's hilarious. Like, I thought that was so funny. He was, anyway, sorry,
Well, and
wrong
she's-
book.
She's doing a good job through both books. Because I don't think it's a huge spoiler to say that, like, you never know where to stand in your trust level with Blake. Like, I'm Team Blake. I don't care if I don't trust him. But
Yeah.
I'm at the end of the Night Prince, and I still don't know if I trust him. I'm all in on him. I'm following him wherever he goes. But I don't necessarily know if I should trust him.
Is he like a Damon Salvatore? Would you say?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I guess you can compare. Obviously, they're not brothers, but kind of like a good guy, bad guy. Both good, but both,
Yeah.
but one's right and one's wrong, kind of a thing. You can make that comparison, yeah, for sure. I think so.
So on the way, as they're leaving together, her and Callum, I think, are they riding together on the horse? I can't remember. But he ends up talking to her about her scars on her back, and she reveals that her father had her beaten by like this high priest
To beat the sin out of her.
to beat the sin out of her.
That's important.
That's important, and it's super is important in the next one. But well, I guess it's important in this one. But so they go and they're doing some like camping because it takes like a week to get to.
This is.
This is that scene.
Oh, okay.
The scene.
So
Okay,
they're going.
got it.
They're going to, which I was like, you know what? I don't understand Callum's decision making because they were going to Northfell, which is his castle.
His castle.
And I'm like, you don't think that's the first place they're going to look for you, dumbass?
That too. But I was trying to trust the process of like, well,
Like,
if
could you
did-
have gone anywhere else? Was there nowhere else to go?
He probably just thought he could protect her better there, maybe.
I don't
But
know.
at the
Yeah,
same
'cause
time,
his
I'm
plans
like,
there.
his-
I don't know, but it's
his
just
brother is still king. His brother is alpha, or I guess king of the alphas. So I feel like if his brother issued a command, he'd have no choice but to
obey.
go obey. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anywho, so he sets her up as a real romantic little tent. And while we'd already had some spice between Callum and Aurora, they had never fully committed to the act because she was still a virgin princess, whatever. So you finally get the full spice. It was pretty good spicy scenes. I enjoyed them.
I thought
It was a
tasteful.
while. It was several pages.
I mean,
But
because
then
it was the first time, I thought it was nothing crazy. We've read crazier.
this is true. It is. It is not crazy. I will say
Somewhere.
he's very gentle and kind with her, and it's something that seems to be a theme that she eventually wants to grow out of.
I knew that was coming because she has been hinting that since day one. Like, okay, so her personality changes in the second book.
It really, I mean, it doesn't. She just grows up, like she starts growing into herself, and she's just like, okay, you can.
She
like,
learns.
She learns quickly.
Yeah. But
She learns her tastes.
Callum goes,
Question:
Okay.
okay,
does she learn these new tastes from Blake?
no.
No.
No, not even a little bit.
Interesting.
The
Interesting.
slowest of slow burns of slow.
The slowest.
Slowest. There's so much tension.
I got to the end of the night, Prince, and I was like, what?
I know, that was me. I was like, nothing? You give us nothing?
I'm like, this
I
is...
may want to read The Night Prince closer to the third book.
I know, because it doesn't come out till September. I'm gonna.
How do you have the patience that you have? I literally finished The Wolf King, and I was like, well, we're not stopping there. Like, I just couldn't, like, I'm like, that's it. Like, I gotta go. I gotta keep going.
I'll tell you, what helps is when I have a friend that has read it before me and gives me all these little clues.
The clues make me want to read it more. That's why I ended up jumping into it. Because Catherine kept talking about it. I was like, now I gotta know.
There's a lot of really, really cool things that happen in The Night Prince that kind of like continue on, and they lead you on, and they keep you hanging like a freaking bait on a hook. Like you are like...
But there are some things that I'll be curious if it gets... I'll be curious what happens in book 3, because I feel like there's a few things that don't make sense to me, and I'm not sure if it's just like, we're just gonna vibe with it anyways, or because I don't care. I literally don't care that they don't make sense because I'm having a good time. But there are a few things where I'm like, but wait a minute. And I'm not sure if it was just like she made a mistake, like she forgot that's, I don't know.
You're gonna have to explain that to me.
Yeah.
Because you know how I am. I just read and I'm just like, fun. And, sometimes if it's a really big one, I'll catch it. But other than that, I'm just like, cool. One of the things I feel like that I struggled with, I didn't really struggle with towards the end, but throughout, I was like, what are we doing here? Were all the dreams? Because there's a lot of dreams. And some of the dream sequences, I felt like, I was like, what is this? Like,
You have to kind of envision you're just falling through a lot of.
yes, very, very Inception, like, and I did get that.
I liked it.
I liked it. No, but some of
almost
the scenes didn't make sense. Now, it always led to a scene that really did make sense, and that was the one that I felt like you were supposed to know. But some of the other ones, I was like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? What? I don't understand. So, I don't know.
I think I caught most of them. It was... Because almost all of them were ones she'd been in before. She's just falling through them super fast.
And anyway, sorry, this book. We'll talk about that.
So Callum's very hungry after his night of exertion in the morning, and he goes to go hunting.
He's so stupid. Like, he's just so stupid.
And he leaves Aurora by herself, even though they, obviously would not be being hunted.
Again.
And so she gets abducted by Blake, though, of all people. I was like, really, Blake? But so she wakes up and she is in a dungeon. She's in a cell underneath the castle, I guess. She then...
Because this is the scene where he shows up, right? Blake.
Yes, Blake shows up. He puts a cloth that's knocks her out over her face. Now, he first, you
did this, and you were like, and I was like, coughs. Like,
yeah, and then she's in the cell. This is not the scene where she's tied up. This is just, she's in the cell. She's on a cot. She wakes up. He's talking to his buddy, Jack. And they're kind of talking about James. They're talking about how she smells like Callum. And they're saying that, oh, that's fine. It's going to work better for our plan anyways because they're really territorial. And then Jack mentions that we have an eavesdropper because she's awake, but she's trying to pretend she's asleep. And Blake's like, yeah, I know. She's been awake for a while. We just love an aware man.
I love it. He's just, meanwhile, Callum's like, you know what? I'm going to go get us some food. You'll probably be fine.
You'll be all right.
You'll be fine.
I'm super possessive and overprotective, but I'm just going to leave you all alone in the woods while we're being hunted. Okay.
So stupid. He's so nice, but he's so dumb. Anyway.
Facts.
So when she goes, she has to meet with James again. And when she meets with James, James gives her like an ultimatum, which is she can either get traded to Sebastian for the Heart of the Moon. And she's like, he's not going to give you the Heart of the Moon, dude. Like he's not going to give that to you. It's too powerful of a weapon. You're going to end up with just some random stone. And he's like, yeah, I know. And, or the other option is she can marry James, which was a fun little twist because you knew it was going to put Callum's little knickers in a twist. And Aurora was like, you would do that to your brother. And he was like, I'm going to do whatever I have to do to win these wars. And right now, taking something from Sebastian is the best thing I can do. Aurora decides she's going to be her own woman. She's like, you know what? Third option. But I think, so first, she doesn't agree to either of those options. James sends her back to the dungeon and tells Blake that he needs to convince her to marry him. And she's been tied up down there. So like you're envisioning her, she's like all chained up to the wall. She's on like her tippy toes. Like they've got her kind of super uncomfortable. So that way she'll just cave and agree.
Comfy, let's get married.
Yeah. So Blake goes down there to talk with her. I honestly don't even remember what all is said because
I can tell you, I have it right here.
because the rest of the scene is amazing. Because he's just trying to give her some water and she's just trying to kick him. And he's like,
I'm trying to.
yeah. And then he ends up grabbing her leg and then like they get all tangled up in each other.
I know, it's the little things. It's giving like, now I'm going to be an Elizabeth and mention Darcy. It's giving like the brush of the hand, but I mean a little bit more than that, obviously. But
they don't kiss, nothing happens. It's just like.
In fact, she tells him, if you kiss me, I'll bite off your tongue. She even says that.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
He staggers back. Wait. What? Oh, okay. So I wonder if this is interesting. So she says, if you kiss me, I will bite off your tongue. He staggers back, dropping my legs, and I hold the chains tight to keep my balance. Something like horror or disgust twists across his face. Without another word, he turns on his heel.
Yeah, you know why. Think. It comes up in book 2. It's where it clicks for him.
Right. Yes, that's what I'm like, this is giving...
He starts to put some dots together.
I'm like, this is giving Reese.
Okay. It's giving Reese. I'm like, you know why he does it. I'm like, don't look confused.
No, I know why, but I couldn't remember that this is where you figured that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember that happened here.
Because when we, which I know we'll talk about at the end of the book, but you know, the thing that happens at the end of the book, you know, the light, I was like, so that was accepting it. But we'll talk about that at the end of the book. It's
so
in this book.
when she goes back to meet with James again, she's supposed to be because Blake does try to convince her to marry James. He's like, you know, that'll be like the better option for you. And she's like, I'm not doing that. So she tells James that she's not marrying him, that he can trade her to Sebastian, but she'll like one up him. She'll do him one better and she'll kill Sebastian. And if she does, that she gets to come back to the Wolf clans. And James agrees to it. He's like, yeah, you kill Sebastian, you can come on back. And he even gives her a knife, straps it to her thigh, and sends her on her way.
And I was like, at that moment, I was like, good for you, man. Like, you're looking out for your brother. You're like, you know what? My brother deserves it. It's fine. And then the man gives me whiplash.
Yeah.
Sebastian has Aurora. They're leaving in a carriage. He's being Sebastian, which again, just saying the grossest shit to her. Super freaking icky. You just hate him. He never got any better. Just got worse. So she then pulls her blade on him because he's like telling her to, like, all the things he's going to do to her. She pulls the blade. He easily disarms her because she has zero training and knows nothing about fighting. He disarms her immediately and is like forcing her onto her knees and saying again the grossest shit. And then the carriage just gets like knocked into and everybody is falling over. She's able to scramble for the knife and she slits Sebastian's throat. So like, get it, girl. You murder you.
I was like, you
men.
take hold of your future, honey. You do it.
I was proud of her. Proud of her. Which I will say, I think it was Callum at the very beginning, towards the very beginning of the book, when he first gave her like a little tiny knife.
Go for the throat.
Go for the throat. Mm-hmm. So that did come back up.
And then when she goes, that's what I learned while being the whore to the high fell beast, I was like, dang, girl!
Get it, girl!
Like, okay, Aurora, like, let him know.
Well, I will say, so I missed a little bit. So when Sebastian is, when she's leaving with Sebastian to go to the carriage, she makes a prayer to the moon goddess about something, because they do the exchange of the heart of the moon, which is just a rock, right? Or it appears that way. She makes this prayer. There's like, I think there was like a light that happened. I don't remember, but all the wolves shift, which can only happen apparently if the heart of the moon is present, right? So all of the wolves are able to shift, which is why they leave immediately in the carriage, because Sebastian is a pussy and he's like, let's get out of here. So all the wolves are in wolf form, including James, who is smashed into the carriage, which in a way saves her. But then that asshole bites her.
I know, I was like, I'm so confused. Like, he does that and I was like, oh, look at you, James. And I was like, oh, look at you, James. Like,
I was wondering
Like-
the process of what would happen when he bit her, which then we found out. Cause
I was like, is this going to be like a Bella situation?
right?
Like,
And I was like, does that mean she's his then? You know, like, but no.
well,
Well, yes.
Kinda,
Because
yeah.
if they bite them
Because that's like
and then they
almost
like
he claims her.
she belongs to his.
His
clan.
clan.
Yeah, whoever they
okay.
bite and they change, if they change like that,
Yeah.
they belong to that clan. So anyway, but I don't
But
believe.
he's the king.
He's the king.
Well, and I don't believe at any time he knew she was half wolf.
I think he thought he was going to kill her.
Yeah, I thought that's my
I thought that was
assumption
the
too.
plan.
I thought that was the plan as well. So anyway, so he bites her. She's dying.
Ish.
Ish. Callum's freaking out. He gets Blake. Blake kind of like lays over the top of her and says that he can help her. But he has to do, I forget how he words it, but he's, explaining that he has to do this like thing. And Callum
I
kind of,
also love though that Blake and Callum show up, and Blake he like fights James off and tells Callum to take her.
yeah.
Did you say that already?
No,
while I was looking at
I
this.
did not.
Okay, I was like, because I was like, oh crap.
I'm going to be real honest. My recap probably sucks because I was like heavily into the Dayquil.
No, you're fine. I'm just
Trying to write
trying myself going back and I'm looking through these while I'm following along with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at you, Blake. Like Mr. like suave, I don't even wear a kilt, and you're just like, I'm gonna fight the Wolf King. And you, Mr. Nice Guy Callum, you can do your little damsel in distress thing and take her on out of here. I was like, look at you, Blake.
Yeah,
Love it.
because he screams at Callum to get her out of there, and
Yes.
Callum kind of pauses, and he's just like now, and she's
I think we have established Callum just isn't very bright.
No,
He has no.
I'm like, it's like
sense
giving
of,
like, I don't know.
He definitely can't. I'm surprised he's alpha.
Like, I feel like if he was like in modern
everything.
times, he'd be like the gym bro on steroids, but like who's also like a nice guy,
Like
I did love that Blake does his classic. He's trying to rile her up and get her mad
Yeah.
at him at first. He's like saying all these things he's gonna do to her, and we've already established that Blake is very anti-forcing himself on a woman because of what happened to his mother. So he's just, he's saying and then he even says, he's like, get angry with me. And so that way she'll fight and fight to live.
Yeah.
Blake-
usually get ugh.
Callum's just like getting pissed at Blake because he's not saving her fast enough, I guess. Blake is like, I'm trying to instigate her. He's like explaining, I'm trying to instigate her wolf. She's suppressing it, and that's how she's gonna live. Is she's got to get her wolf to come out. And Callum's like in total denial.
He's like, she's not a wolf.
She's not a wolf. What are you talking about? And Blake's like, yeah, she's a fucking wolf, you idiot.
This whole scene just was written so freaking well because I was reading it like I was watching it. Like
Yeah.
it was, oh, like I could literally hear Blake in my head just like screaming at her. I was like, if I wasn't Team Blake before, I am all in on Team Blake now. Like it.
Yeah, this was.
I was reading someone's review, and they were like,
this entire thing.
if Aurora doesn't want him, I'll take him.
Right.
But- So Blake has to do this weird. I don't even know what you call it. But
I also love how he was like, I think I can share my life force with her if
with
she's
her.
a wolf, and then Countess I should do it, and he's like, no, it has to be. I don't have time to teach you. Just get out of the way. So I'm like, that's him being like, I am not ready to share that information,
yeah,
but it has to be me.
it has to be me. And to be fair,
Because I'm smart, not because of anything else.
yeah. And I will
So
say,
that ties back. So we already know. Y'all already given enough hints. This is his bond, his life force. Am I right?
Yeah.
it is, but it isn't. It's the only reason he can do it is because there's already a bond.
And he
It was
felt
already there.
He felt it about when the scene, right, where he made that face
Yeah.
about her kissing him or biting his tongue, and
That's when he knew there was a bond between
there's
them.
a bond. And so because of that, it had to be him.
Yes,
I
because
feel like.
if Callum tried to do it, it wouldn't have worked because there was no
Right.
bond.
Because he
there.
didn't have the bond. So
Yeah.
anyway, I put two and
But
two
it's up to
together.
they have the choice to take that. Like when he offers her the life force, she has the choice to take it or not.
But she didn't know what it was.
No.
She didn't realize that that's what she was choosing. I feel like
I'm not going to say,
But
she just heads toward the
I'm
light.
going to try to just keep it together.
she does. We'll
Read
talk
your
to you
name.
after the episode a little bit.
So from this book,
Read the
I
Night
did
Prince.
not get the
You read
sense
the Night
that
Prince.
She knew at the time, unless she just puts it.
But she does. So
in this book.
she grabs onto his life force.
Yeah.
A little tighter, because. Oh wait, they don't explain it in this book. Damn it! I was
They
like,
don't. No,
because-
they
because-
don't.
I was over here like,
Because it's literally.
Never mind. Moving on.
oh, damn it.
She grabs the life
This is
force
why we can't do this. We can't just.
and
And
she
this
lives.
is why I don't have to read the second book yet.
You have to read the second book.
I already know.
You don't know. There's so
You
many things
don't
you
know.
don't know.
There is so much in the Night Prince. Like the Night Prince is like I loved the Wolf King. I loved the Night Prince. Like you gotta read the Night Prince.
You ever watch previews to a movie and then you're just like, well, I feel like I just watched the movie.
But you
what else is
don't.
there to know?
So like, I enjoyed this a lot. I had a really good time. But I had questions and I wanted answers, and so I jumped into the Night Prince. I went from liking this to being very obsessed with this. Is it perfect? No, not by any stretch. Like, at all. Am I having a freaking good time? So much yes. Like, it is a fantastic time. So, it is what it is. But so he does, ow. Oh, it's my rest of my notes. He does ends up saving her. Aurora's apparently half wolf. The bond that's created through that life force that he gives her, they're like basically kind of sharing that life force now. And so that means if something happens to one of them, so if he dies, she dies. And Blake is going to use that to his. Aurora realizes very quickly Blake is going to use that to his advantage with Callum, because she's figured out Blake's plan, which is he's going to get Callum to challenge James for the throne, because now Callum has every reason to. He's pissed because James attacked Aurora. Then Blake can challenge Callum, and Callum will forfeit because he will not kill Blake, because it would kill Aurora. And she knows that. So she's coming out of this book going, I know this, and now I know how I can try to fight you on it. Like, I can start trying to weasel my way around that. But my favorite scene there at the very end is Blake brings her some tea for her pain, because she's still having pain from the bite. And she's like, and he's explaining to her why they can feel each other. And he's like, I feel your pain, so I'm bringing you this tea. And she's like sipping the tea, and then she goes, oh, you can feel it? And he's like, yeah. And she puts the tea down. And
I love that level.
And he's just like, I've been through worse. And she's like, good.
I
So
love the
have
level. I just want to talk about, though, a little bit before that, like when he's like, the process kind of ends of like the sharing of the life force or whatever, page 472. And Callum's like, that's enough. Callum's panicked voice sounds far away. Blake presses his forehead against mine. The wolf is in his eyes. That's enough. Blake is ripped away from me. I exhale and my breath twists into the Northland sky. I'm soft, weightless. I tip my head back into the grass. I feel weak but whole. Blood no longer pumps out of my body. The pain is faded, blah, 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 blah. Going down further, Blake says, my castle's a few miles from here. Blake's voice sounds odd. He clears his throat. We'll go there. Callum looks over my shoulder and nods. As his gaze drops, his expression darkens. Get a hold of yourself. And then, basically...
Fuck off, Callum.
Yeah. And he's like, you've got no idea. And I was just like, oh, I have an idea. I thought I was like, that gave me a little something too. Especially like, I know this is a weird thing, but whenever you say like he presses his forehead against her or whatever, I'm like, well, that's cute. Like, I just think that's a cute little sentence whenever I read that in a little romance. It's adorable. Whenever James does that, I'm like, where do I get a book? I don't say that because it would ruin the moment. But I think sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I also like when they like cup the face. It's always a good one.
Or like the little chin thing. That's cute too. I like that. Sorry. Go ahead.
I'd say that's the end of the book, basically.
Okay. What are your theories, Elizabeth?
Yep, you're the only
Well,
one
I
who
feel
can do
like,
theories.
so let me tell the readers the things I picked up on just from these two. I feel like a big person is going to be her brother. Some of you are like, brother? And Mary, you got me thinking, because you said the name, and I was like, well, I didn't think, I don't remember, I really don't remember the name.
I didn't even remember
the
him.
sentence I was looking for, and it was on
I didn't even
page
remember him in this
36.
book. And then I was reading The Night Prince, and I texted you guys. I was like, was there a brother?
It was her
I was
brother.
sitting in church, and I get this text message, and she's just like, was there a brother in The Night Prince? And I'm like, yes.
So for readers, there it was mentioned, because I was like, yes, but I could not remember the name. Right now, I really don't know if she does mention the name, but the first time it pops up is on page 36. And this is what is happening? I don't even know.
I'm like, that was too
They're outside. I think he had taken her. He got her out of the castle. Yada yada. But anyway, the blade is luckily small. Oh yeah, she's got her knife, her little thing. Anyway, I think Callum is the one talking to her. But anyway, or maybe it's Magnus. I'm not sure. Anyway, page 36. Emotions that have lain dormant inside me for years awaken. How dare you tell me to calm down? Every time my father or the priest or my brother dismiss me for daring to show emotion flashes before my eyes and feeds the wildness growing inside of me. So I can definitely say she mentioned brother here, but brother Philip, well, I don't know.
It was-
because I did not remember that name, but I was like, I know she had a brother.
It was pretty obvious too, because I feel like it was mentioned there, and I feel like
think
it
she was
might have been
talking-
mentioned one more time, because how he could always get away with whatever.
Right, because she was basically being saved to just marry off and keep the peace between
Yeah.
houses and make, you know.
So I remembered that, but I feel like the reason why it was so scarcely mentioned is because they were so scarcely together. They were not.
Because
They
she's
were not
heavy.
close. They had different, completely different objectives, completely different roles in the kingdom.
And she mentions her biggest dynamic is between her and her mother and her father, and obviously the scars on her back, the priest. So a lot of her upbringing is in her being the way she is more on that versus the mentioning of her brother. But when you brought it up, I was like, I remember something about it, but I didn't remember the name or anything like that.
I'm also
so.
wondering too, Mary, if they were purposefully kept apart.
Oh, keep going.
I'm not going to.
So I feel like going along with predictions.
He kind of goes into it a little bit. I don't think they were.
I feel like her brother is going to have something to do with the backlash of what happened to Lord Sebastian. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in her own home world when word gets back.
I'll be honest, I got it completely wrong. When he shows up in The Night Prince, and I was like, she has a brother? I completely thought it was going to go a very different direction than
Okay.
it did. I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen with him. And then I was like, oh, nope.
Well, and now they have the moonstone.
There were multiple twists in The Night Prince that have that nothing has been spoiled on. Because I feel like things that we've mentioned about The Night Prince are pretty. I feel like you're leading that way anyway. At the end of The Wolf King, there are things that are mentioned in The Night Prince and things that happen in The Night Prince where you're just like, oh crap, like that. It was
There's
very.
a lot.
Do you
of-
get new
there's a lot-
characters?
you do get some new side characters, and they're fantastic.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you see what I meant about the kitchen lady?
Yes.
Which I remember you saying last time. Kitchen lady's going to be important.
No, she's not important.
She's not even super important. She's just got like this fun little thing that.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know.
She's just
book
like a
3,
little piece of
she's
the
like-
puzzle.
She's the glue that holds everyone together in book 3.
Yeah, she's not important in book 2. It was just like in book 1, you're kind of like, she sucks. And then you're like, oh, actually, like, okay, like I get.
So I know it's going to be a slow burn, so I'm not expecting much between Blake and her, but I do expect more tension to be
There's
built
progression.
up and- yeah.
It's just not like,
But yeah.
but it's in the best way. I feel like the author is doing it in a very beautiful way. It's getting you. I feel like I only felt more attached by
And
the end.
I hope we get to explore her wolf side now. You know? To see what's going on.
I guess we'll just have to see.
And let me guess, now, judging by Mary's face, or the lack
There's
of
no
thereof,
face.
is the whole wolf thing due to her new, her new appetites for her afternoon delights?
Oh no.
Like now that
No.
the wolf has come out, now all of a sudden she's into
No.
things.
No, but that's an interesting theory.
It's a fun one.
I didn't think about that, so I was like, "Oh, actually, like that would make sense." But no.
Now she's got a wolf. Now she's like craving different things.
well, technically, she's always had the wolf.
That's true.
She's just been suppressing
But she's
the
had all
wolf.
those dreams. Well, yeah, according to the priest.
There's going to be a lot more dreams in
A lot more dreams.
the Night Prince.
Okay.
And it's interesting that they're able to accomplish things in the dreams. That's
Does she? Okay. Okay. Speaking of dreams, great segue into this. You know, we had talked about Blake in his dreams and her dreams having this wolf in it. Does that get answered in the Night Prince?
Yes.
Okay.
there are a lot of answers in the Night Prince. There are just equally a lot of questions.
New questions.
New questions.
Is this only 3-book series?
It's supposed to be.
It's
from what I
supposed to be,
heard.
and I hope so because I don't
This doesn't give one of those things that can go on for books and books and books. Like,
I think if you drag it, you're gonna start getting where you're like,
You're gonna
why
lose
is
it.
she so fucking stupid? You know, like it would require the main characters to make bad choices
and like
that
big
would
ones.
that would piss the reader off.
Yeah, I agree.
Like right now, the pacing is just right for what's happening to keep the stakes really high and the tension really high without you being irritated at your protagonists. I think if you tried to
Because
drag
I
this
like
out,
Aurora, despite
I do.
despite some of the dumb things that have happened.
I like
do like
Aurora.
her.
And
I
said,
like her feistiness. I like that despite her like super crazy past, she's like, I don't know, like
she's trying as limited as she is in her experiences and what she can do, but she's trying to make her life her own as much as she can. I feel like she's also very realistic about the fact that like every time she feels a bit of freedom, she's also just trapped in another way, it seems like, by something all the time. Like every time she tries to do things for herself and be her own person and be free and make choices, it seems like she's lobbed into something else. You know, even now, you know, she doesn't like say anything about it, but like she's gotten to where she's at now. She's free of Sebastian. She's free of the Southlands technically. But now she's bound into this life bond with Blake. So she's not free.
who knows
again.
what's gonna happen there.
Yeah. So
And honestly, that's a legit question because
we don't know.
we don't know.
All right, so what's our star rating?
5.
Okay.
She's not gonna give it a 5.
I don't
I'm
think.
not going to give it a 5. It's not a 5 book. I'm sorry. It is a fun book.
It's a 5 book for me. I loved it.
I really loved
reread
it.
it.
I really loved book 2. But I didn't give ACOTAR, for me, the whole series is a 5, and I didn't give a single one of those books a 5-star. It's a 5-star series.
That's fair.
That's fair.
But like a lot of the books were 3 and 4-star books for me. This was like a 4.25.
That's fair.
There was a few
This
times
is-
I had issues with her writing style.
With the writing.
But overall, I love her characters. I love the plot. I love her pacing. I love the tension. There's a lot of things to love, and I love them so much because if those things didn't add up, this would not have been even. It wouldn't have. I would have struggled to put it at a 3 when I first opened it, and I was like trying to get into her writing and and stuff. If there was a ton more narration, it would have been way lower score. But she balances everything out enough that I like devoured it and I'm obsessed with it. So it is a 4.25, but there was just
Listen,
enough.
if I'm vibing,
So-
I'm vibing. Okay.
And
Like,
that's kind of what I did. Like, if people get on Goodreads and they're like 2, 3 stars, whatever, for whatever reason, I'm like, I'm sure your reasons are valid for your low score. Nothing wrong with that. I feel like it's a 5 for me because I will definitely reread it, and I'll tell you why. It's easy. It's a super easy read. I mean, you can get through this quickly. If you want to finish a book in 2 days, maybe 1, I don't know how much time you have, but it's easily a 2-day read.
I will say, keep in mind for me,
Fast.
a 3-star for me is a book I loved. Like I super enjoyed. Like I enjoyed the book, but I'm going to forget it tomorrow.
yeah.
Like,
Oh no, I'll remember this.
so a 4 is I'm gonna remember it. And I might reread. I don't reread a ton of books. Funny enough, I've reread ACOTAR probably. It's other than a couple other books. It's one of my most rereads of books, and the first ACOTAR book I still only give a 3. I mean, it's just the pacing's weird in it.
What's funny is when I first read that series, the first time I read it, I liked the first book because I didn't like the first. I don't know, 7
the first
half.
half.
The first
It's a
half,
struggle.
yeah. But I liked it enough to keep going.
Yeah. It's the end. The end, she's really good at like just barreling you with these endings that you're just like flying through, and then you're like, now what? You know?
I liked the first book. I mean, because it really did heavily lean on Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, that's Beauty and the Beast. But I love Beauty and the Beast. You know.
Yeah.
Although one of my friends, whom I love, she was like,
Whom I love.
she can't read. At least Belle could read. I just died. I'm like, but that wasn't the
I love when people are like, it's obviously not Beauty and the Beast because she couldn't read. And I'm like, that's just the one takeaway.
That's the one takeaway.
MJ, who we had.
Everything else was Beauty and the Beast.
I'm like, lest we forget that he was an actual beast.
Whom she tried to change, but he ended up changing her.
Tried to.
MJ that we had at Mount Olympus, she had done a Feyre cosplay, and she's like walking out hunting, and it was like a no trespassing sign. She's like, can't read that. Not gonna stop me. I about spit out my drink when I first watched it.
I love it. She's hilarious.
So yeah. So,
I totally, and also like for me personally, when I do ratings,
yours is about feelings 90% of the time.
a lot of times it's and I have, it's not like I rate everything a 5. Like I have plenty of like 2, 3s, 4s, you know, but if I feel like if it's like I'm in it, and for me, the fact that I finished it and I was so like just itching for the next one, I was like, that's a 5. Like if I'm like, I'm in this and I want to keep like, that's a 5 for me. If I put it down and I'm like, meh, like I don't really, it's not going to really like hurt my feelings if I don't know what happened.
I'll be honest though, I typically round. Well, I don't know. I don't know. My Goodreads like when I don't leave a lot of reviews like written out reviews on Goodreads. I usually just put a star, and it's for myself. I don't care for other people to read my reviews, which is why I don't write out reviews. It's more for me to remember like how I rated that book. If I look up an author and be like, oh, have I read them before? What did I think of their other book if I couldn't remember? So they're really just for me. And I tend to round up mainly because I know it counts on like the author's,
Yeah.
you know, like if I'm looking at Goodreads and I look at the thing, like if it's below like a 3.4, I'm a little concerned. I'm going to start reading some reviews about why we hated this book so much,
Yeah.
you know, before I pick it up. Now, a lot of times the low reviews are the reason I read the book. They're like, I did not like these things. And I was like, that sounds like a vibe. I'm going to read it.
Like these sound like things that I would enjoy.
Right. They're like, oh, can you believe he kidnapped her? And I'm like, sign me up.
But you know, I've rated books. I will be like, this is a 3. This is
Locked
a
her
3
in his
book.
basement.
But
Usually if it's a tropey thing, I don't care. I'm down for it. Even if they're like, oh, you know, unless it's incest, no.
No.
though, like, kind of, my ratings can fluctuate. And I can read a book and I'm like, you know, this is a 2, or this is just a flat 3. You know, it's not good, it's not bad kind of thing. It's a 3. If the author does a little something in their acknowledgments, and the acknowledgments make me laugh, I'm like, you know, this person tried. Give a little, we gonna bump you up because you
I
might
wanna
laugh
have
and
coffee with you.
acknowledge. Yeah.
To keep in mind too that like as much as like I might hate a specific book, it doesn't make it a bad book. Even if I don't like the writing, it doesn't make it necessarily a bad book. It might be someone else's favorite book of all time. So I don't want to like super deter someone from reading a book. I have my opinion of what worked and what didn't work for me, but it very much might work for someone else. Just like I vibed the hell out of this book and someone else might read it and be like, girl, that was trash. I'll be like, but it was fun trash.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and I think that's why this was such a 5 for me, because I mean, the way it's written, it's so like short, and it's just, It's so easy.
You have Lay's potato chip, like you have Lay's potato chip fives, and then you have like this made me think fives. Like you know what I mean? Like you have different levels.
Well, and then like, so
Yeah.
I understand. We all gave The Night and the Moon 5-star, and it was very much a 5-star read for me. Part of the 5-star was not only was the pacing well done and the plot was well done and her characters were really well done, but the writing was absolutely flawless and beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And like that's like kind of the epitome of a 5-star. For other people, I know there are a lot of readers that do not like that style of writing.
Yes.
They want you to just tell them a story. They don't want purple prose. They don't want almost lyrical. It like hers felt literary and romantasy. You know, like
Yes.
I wanna
without
read
it being
One
too
Dark
much,
Winter.
because it can easily get to be where it feels like it's pretentious or it's trying
Trying
too
too
hard.
hard.
And she really balanced that to where it was just absolutely beautiful. And I feel like that's hard to do. But I also know there's some readers that do not enjoy it. Like there's a lot of readers that don't like it. Just like one of my favorite series is Discovery of Witches, but I don't recommend it to everybody because it's a slow read. It's very academic. There's parts that feel like it drags, but the parts that feel like it drags were interesting to me because you're reading about like Elizabethan England and
Yeah.
the real stuff that was actually happening in that time. So like the history nerd in me is like, ooh, cool. But other people might be like, this is a fucking drag. Like, where is the magic and the witches and the vampires? Because that's what I'm here for. And I was like, that's a cool outfit. Ooh, there was, you know, this stuff going on in history at the same time. Oh, you brought in Shakespeare. You brought in these actual historical people of that time and made them characters in the book. So like,
That's cool. I like stuff like that.
so I enjoyed it, but it was like, that was a book you kind of like devour over time. You weren't going to get through it in a weekend.
Yeah.
And I know that's not for everybody. So like,
Right.
that's
Well,
why there's so
some
many
books
different
that,
types
like,
of
this is
books
a
out there.
4, and then the last page will be like, oh, 5. You know?
You're like, you got me there.
You got me there.
Well, I remember I started this before you guys, and you were like, how are you like it? And I was just like, but I was still only in like the first couple chapters. And at the end, I'm like, bitch, give me the second book. If you don't give it to me now.
So that's going to be my Kindle read. I just haven't had time to sit down and make time for my Kindle reads lately. And I have been devouring Pierce Brown's Red Rising series.
The
I'm
only
always
reason-
going with Morningstar.
The only reason I can like get ahead in like e-reading is when I'm putting Noah to bed and it's dark in his room and I can
That's a
just
good time, yeah.
that's when I do
use-
an e- that's when I do
I
an
do
ebook.
my Kindle at night a lot too. So it's the same thing because I read past Chuck will go to sleep and I'm still up and I don't want to have to leave the lamp on. And
Yeah.
And
That's
plus
when I do my read.
honestly in bed, especially so for our next read.
Yeah, you're gonna drop that on your face.
So like I like
I did not bring my copy because I didn't want to have to haul it from my house. That thing is thick. I mean, she's really dense, you know?
dance.
She is dense and almost Bible-like. I'm like, this thing is heavy. So I was not about to carry that around all day to work.
Get this
and then
girl in
bring
a
it
case.
here. Yeah. You need some highlighters and some markers and pens because that is the vibes that book is giving. But look how pretty that is.
So pretty. Oh,
Y'all, dear listener, you guys voted. We listened. We are going to be diving in to this hella beast. Now, all three of us have read Manacled.
Yes.
I don't know if all of you have read Manacled that are going to be listening to the deep dive on Alchemized.
be
so-
prepared for some comparisons.
Yeah, I am going.
There's no way we're not gonna be able to.
There's no way.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not very far into it yet, but I've started the read on this.
To get the
When I
vibes for how
started,
much we should
I did the
read.
same freaking thing. I was just like, this is this person, this is this person. This
I
is this
mean,
person.
And the comparisons are there, but I'm trying really hard to separate the stories because I'm going to try really hard in the episodes to keep it as its own story.
The Valdi character is not very Valdi.
So,
I feel like. Have you met Valdi?
I'm assuming
just
he's
kinda
the high
said the
necromancer.
Yeah, the big bad.
He's mentioned, but we haven't gotten there.
Yeah, I don't feel like he's like. I felt like it was easy for me to separate it with him. So I was like,
how-
you're not giving
how
like
are we-
Avada Kedavra.
How are we doing this? Are we doing it, finishing it in 1 month, or are we doing this 2 months?
What are you guys comfortable with? I will do whatever you want. I can buckle down. I've already got a sticky
Listeners are probably going to hate me, but I would love to kill it in a month because
just so we can move on.
here's the thing:
Let's
if
do
you
it.
did like 200 pages, right? If you just commit to 25 pages a day, that's your Monday, your Wednesday, because you would
Just
be starting
30-minute cardio every
It's
day,
just-
and you'll lose 50 bajillion pounds by
You'll
next
get
month.
your book done in a month. Look, you have plans to read the Bible in a year. We're going to read Alchemized in a month. You just do 25 pages. Yes, your Wednesday,
I
Thursday,
feel like
Friday,
that's not
Saturday,
equivalent.
and then your Sunday, Monday,
Over
Tuesday.
here, it's not like we're reading the book of Psalms.
Okay,
We
hang
can
on. I'm
do it,
looking for
guys.
chapters.
We can do it.
We can do it.
You said how many?
And our readers.
How many pages is it?
I have no idea. It was just a.
Okay,
It's
hang
over
on.
1,000.
It's 78 plus an epilogue. Ow.
Is it 1,078?
No, I'm not doing pages. I'm doing
It's
chapters.
1,024 pages.
Okay, we need to do 20 chapters a week. So
How many pages is that? Let's see.
there's 22. There's 21. Okay, so the end of chapter 20 is going to be 268 pages, which is basically a romance novel.
You're gonna have to commit. You're gonna have to commit to a little bit more than 25 pages a day. You can do it.
We've got faith in you, listeners, and in,
We
our-
got.
in
us.
ourselves.
I work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday.
This is what we're
You know,
reading by next
but
week.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna read during our lunch breaks. We're gonna read it. After work, we're gonna dedicate an hour until we get those pages
got
done.
it.
So you said what? 260? How many?
I don't know. It was sitting there. She was real
It's
deep in
3
there.
for chapter 20.
Okay, divided by 7 days. 7 days in a week. You gotta read 38 pages.
It's a little more.
You know, just do 39 or 40 and you'll be good.
Kind of liked voting for the next book. So I'm
Voting.
That was
I
nice.
loved
But
getting
didn't
the
we
feedback.
say we would just go ahead and do Riftborn next month?
because it was the second top
Yeah.
top choice. So yeah, we could do that. We could plan for Alchemized for February's read.
So romantic.
And deep we'll be reading Riftborn.
This is a reminder. Take out the trash, Dwight.
Our Alexa reminders.
Did that say take out the trash, Dwight?
We have to have two separate reminders because the trash runs on different days in Danville and in Weaverville. So that's Dwight's reminder.
Oh, I'm like, Mary, Dwight's not there.
I know.
I hope he heard it.
Oh no, my kids are here.
Riftborn will be in March. Hi, Christopher. So, everybody, we will be back next week for the first 20 chapters.
268 pages of
268
Alchemist.
pages.
20 chapters.
Wait, what? Okay, first 20 chapters. That's what I wanted.
We will see everybody then.
Bye.
Bye.